Alright, so this is the hand, essentially. These 3 cards in hand is just a beautiful sight to see. And you got a goons, so that's always good. And a megalo for the crackback. However, you don't have hand traps, but that's whatever. Now remember, use the Carterin before Diva, so that when you normal the Diva, it uses the Carterin's effect. You see that? So that now you have an extra normal summon for anything. For anything at all that you want later in the turn, which can be this Nemesis flag. So even if you're not able to get a banished card in the grave, or not a banished card, if you're not able to get a face-up banished card, then you'll be fine, because you could just normal summon them and search Protos that way. Or Eschatos if you're in a non-Protos format. But we over here in Master Duel have the luxury of weird ban lists that doesn't ban anything that's like super explosive. Which is good and bad, you know, but yeah, so you're just going through the normal combos here. However, this is where mine differs. I go for Ohama here, even though Toad's banned, because I go for... Okay, I'll also add Lapis here. No need to worry about it yet, because you're not going to summon the Barone yet. Because I go into Utopic Draco Future. All you need to do is cramp your extra deck like no tomorrow, and then you'll be fine. Now, of course, here you can, or you should be able to activate... Oh, right, now I remember. Basically, usually, if you don't use the Carterin in this whole sequence here that I've already done, if you don't use the Carterin, then you'll have enough to summon Moon Glacier right now. But if you want to summon the Carterin, then now you will be able to, because you have a water and earth. I usually like summoning the Carterin like here or something, right below the Ahashima. Before I go into Utopic Future, when I still have full black armored Lancer Man and Bahamut Shark on the field, but it doesn't really matter all that much, because regardless, you're going to want to go into Utopic Draco Future anyways before you get out Mullen Glacia, obviously because you want that monster negate. In this case, they discard something that's dangerous. But now, you can go into Barone, considering you don't have any water monster graveyard management shenanigans with Mullen Glacier to worry about. Tried to get fucking Borreload Savage Dragon to work in this deck really hard, but I couldn't get a Link monster in grave fast enough because all the Link monsters, Sprite Out, Sprend, and Hashima, they all needed, like, they all need, what's it called? They can't be used as link material, so. And then obviously if you can still use Gigantic Sprite, but obviously that fucks everything up because it locks you into level 2s, and then you can't summon Protos and stuff like that. But you can just normal summon the flag because you still have the Carterin effect lingering or whatever. Or you don't have it lingering anymore, but you use the lingering effect of the Carterin to summon the Diva earlier, so you still have your normal summon. But now, what you can do is you can go into... what I usually like to do is go into... I think it's Sprend first. Man, I'm gonna have to remember this. Yeah, you go into Sprend first. You can use these two, because of course you can go into Gigantic Sprite early and then summon that and go into Elf, and then Elf back out the Sprend, if you want to do it that way. Send a card that. What am I doing? I'm getting lost. Okay, so you can summon the Angler here to get 1 Beaver, which is something. And the cool thing about this whole thing is that regardless if you fuck up the combo and if you don't have a spot to summon Protos anywhere, by the end of the combo you can just Barone pop your own card and then easy peasy. But here we go. Make sure to put the Gigantic Sprite in the extra monster zone because you need space to put the oh, see, I screwed it up. So you can I need to Barone pop my own Beaver because I need to have the space to summon Protos here. And it's super easy because you have a Goyo Defender, which is Earth. You have the Nemesis Flag, which you use to search it, Fire, and then you have just some random water monster, which I use Nightmare Shark because I'm not going to use Nightmare Shark the rest of the duel, guaranteed pretty much. I like putting in defense if I'm going first. Don't use the effect yet because Gigantic Sprite's still on field, and you'll destroy your own sprite. But make sure to detach from the sprite and detach the Sprend. And then you can special summon the Ibly. And then you can summon the Elf. Couldn't find a way to get Sprite staying on the field by the end of the thing, but to be honest, there's so many crazy monsters on board like this whole time that it's like, it's already enough. And you can chain block this Ibly with the Elf if you want, which I honestly should have done here just to show it, but summoning the Sprend with the Ibly is, yeah. Now, here's the problem. Technically, the Protos, if you want to use it, let's say I use Fire. This is the full end board, by the way. This is Omni with Barone, Monster Negate with Utopic Draco Future, and then, of course, if you want to keep everything the same, you can what's it called? Utopic Draco Future is Monster Negate, but then it takes control of the monster if it's on field. So let's say they normal summon something. It's not as good as a let's say an IP into a Nightmare Unicorn because it's not like doesn't work every time. But if they normal summon something and then they use the effect on field and it doesn't like tribute itself off the field or something, you can take control of it. Of course, that doesn't necessarily work here actually because the entire field is full. But and that's the nice thing about this combo. If you are not able to summon Protos, is that you have a spot to force bounce with the Sprend with the Elf summon. And you won't have to worry about accidentally destroying the Ibly with this. Like, obviously, if you choose any of these besides Dark, you'll destroy your own monsters. But if you choose Dark, you'll actually destroy the Ibly. So it's actually not a perfect setup because the Protos like destroys the Ibly, but whatever. You're not usually going to get this anyways. And you can just have the Protoss sit on field, see what they end up having, and then use it next turn. Because I doubt they'll be able to get through it with. Obviously, this guy ripped a max C, but in a normal situation, you'd have 3 cards or 4 next turn. But yeah, this is the full end board. Obviously, there would have to be an Ibly at the end there. There would usually be an Ibly up top here. No, I'm thinking. No, never mind. I was thinking about a way I could improve it, but I think I just disproved it anyways. But this is the full end board. Hope you guys like it. It's kind of weird, but I just like throwing techie things in my deck all the time. So yeah.